What's up, nerd family? We're live, and this is something. I'm sorry. Oops, hold on a second. I need to.
I'm sorry.
I'm just so beyond upset right now that I had to bring this video to you guys. Um, we're here in my toy room, a place of happiness, and you know it's ironic on a day where I literally shot a video about the positivity of people today, and I'm still uploading that video because I still believe in the positivity of people and that people can come together during this time. But right now, some major crap has gone down today regarding the Snyder Cut and specifically Collider. Collider, the website. And you know what? The ironic thing is that the very fact that the Poindexter Lounge is here has a lot to do with Collider in and of itself, and actually what the version of Collider that John Campea started so long ago that came over from AMC. Because back in the day, I watched along with you, a lot of you, AMC and movie talk, and got into that and realized, hey, there are other people out there who love to talk about movies and love superheroes, and it's okay, it's all good, and we could talk about these things and enjoy these things and have fun. And that's what we do here on the Poindexter Lounge. Like that's why Tiffany and I started doing a couple movie reviews, not because we thought we were anything, that anybody even cared about what our view was, but just let's have some fun, right? Let's talk about this stuff with other people who love the same stuff that we love. And I am embarrassed today to say that the website and the YouTube page, YouTube channel that inspired us to get into this journey that has been awesome, and I'm grateful to have all of you along. I'm ashamed that it's connected with a website like Collider. A few months ago, you all know I did a video, did a couple of videos regarding my absolute anger over the fact that Collider got rid of a lot of really good people. They changed their whole format. They think they're better than everybody else. They think the deep fake crap is going to sustain them. And I'm sorry, but it's not funny anymore. Nobody gives a crap about deep fake stuff. Just like it was predicted, other people are doing that technology and nobody cares. What's up, Tristan? What's up, others? Welcome to this. We're going to have a discussion. I want to hear your guys' opinions. What's up, Caleb? I've already talked to the Poindexter Council, those of you guys know in the Poindexter Council, and they said I have their full. We've been talking about this. In fact, I want to thank the council for bringing this to my attention. I was out shopping, and all of a sudden I get this list of stuff that says, hey, Collider is doing this. This article comes out, and I read this thing, and I'm like, are you kidding me? And so I've got their full support and approval. And so today we're going to talk about this. And I want to read this article to you. I want to show you what kind of people Collider is. I want to show you what kind of people work at Collider and what they think of you as a fan. Because, you know, they got rid of all the people. They changed Collider from what it was a place where we could come together as movie fans and talk about stuff and relate to other people. They took all that away. And that wasn't bad enough. And somehow they've survived, okay? I don't know how well, but they've survived. But after this mess, after attacking fans today who love who love superheroes and who just want to see the Snyder Cut, for goodness sake, why go off on people who have been passionate about this and just want to see the Snyder Cut? They just want to see what it is. They're not saying it's going to be the greatest movie that ever was. They're not saying that this is going to be like the end-all, be-all of movies. The movie could suck. I don't care. I just want to see it. I want to be able to compare it myself to what Joss Whedon did as compared to Snyder. But this article puts all the blame on Snyder, attacks his fans, attacks anybody who wanted to see the Snyder Cut or his campaign for the Snyder Cut, has attacked all those people, has praised Joss Whedon for trying to save the mess that was Justice League, and praised the powers that be. Screw that. Forget all of that. That is garbage and a lie. And we all know it. All right? Because all the stuff that we've seen, oh, he wrote 70 new pages of stuff. Yeah, and you know what? Most of it was crap. And so we're going to read this article. I want to go through this article piece by piece. And I know that the Poindexter Council is probably going to have to convene at some point to talk about this as a group. But I just wanted to bring you my feelings from the Poindexter Lounge point of view, from our point of view as a channel of what we think about this. The article is by a guy named Drew Taylor. Who knows who that is? I don't care who that is. He's not a name that I know. He might be somebody that everybody knows. I don't care. I don't know him. He's not somebody that I really even give a crap about. So good job, Drew. You're doing your job. You're just as good off as I am. Nobody cares about my point of view either. But you know what? I guess I still give it. So it says, why releasing the Justice League Snyder Cut? Which, first of all, he even gets his quotation marks wrong, because it should be why releasing Justice League Snyder Cut, because Snyder Cut is the special part. So yeah, do I have to do that for you too? Sets a dangerous precedent. A dangerous precedent. He says, well, it happened. Zack Snyder's cut of his failed superhero team-up movie Justice League will see a release on Warner Media's direct-to-consumer streaming platform HBO Max sometime in 2021. Members of the movement who have been hectoring Warner Brothers to release this version of the movie see it as a giant win. Everyone else should be worried about what this means for the rest of cinema. Oh, yeah. Drew, what was his last name again? I already forgot. Drew Taylor? Yeah, you know what? We don't really care what you think of cinema, and I don't think cinema needs you to defend it. There you go. So it's so dangerous, and he's worried about what this means for the rest of cinema. The saga for Snyder's Justice League starts long before the internet began crying out for the Snyder Cut. Oh, he got those quotations right. The production of the movie was fraught with Warner Brothers. When Warner Brothers started second guessing their decision to go all in on Snyder once Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice became a commercial disappointment and a critical disaster. Also, by the way, he put become instead of became. So I guess I do have to do this. An original plan for 2 Justice League movies was reduced down to 1, and the shape of the DC Extended Universe, Warner's attempt for a Marvel Studios-style series of interconnected films, grew foggier and less defined. Eventually, Snyder left the project in the wake of a personal tragedy. They replaced Snyder with Joss Whedon, the writer-director of The Avengers and its sequel, who had a few short months to do the unthinkable. Fix a giant cruise ship with a busted hull that was quickly taking on water. Can I be even more overdramatic? It was a giant cruise ship that had a busted hull taking on water. Look, here's the thing. Did Warner Brothers have some concerns with Snyder because they didn't get what he was doing? Yeah. Did a lot of fans complain beforehand because they didn't understand what he was doing? Yeah. Was it a giant cruise ship with a busted hull? Come on. But Joss Whedon only had months. He had a few short months to do the unthinkable and fix this giant cruise ship. Fans imagined that the rough cut of Justice League that Snyder submitted to the studio was better than the one that was released into theaters in November 2017 because could it be any worse? I don't think so. They shared the hashtag on Twitter, brought billboards in California and New York, flew planes with a giant sign that said "Release the Snyder Cut" trailing behind it. They even got corporations like Subway to contribute to the cause. Worst of all, they cloaked their activity. They cloaked their activity, which grew into something of a public nuisance. Really? Oh my gosh. Can we find the guy? I'd like to pull back a couple of fingernails. Holy cow. Grew into something of a public nuisance. Under the shadow of charity, they regularly contributed to suicide prevention foundations, which on the onset seems noble, but really was a way of concealing what they were actually doing. Bullying everyone. Shut up. Shut up with that. I'll tell you what. I'm a man of God, and I don't use certain kinds of language or hand gestures. But man, oh man. There are people out there who don't feel the same way that I do and don't share the same belief systems that I do, and I'm sure that they are giving you plenty of those. Because that is absolute garbage and a lie. That is absolutely fabrications that are being made by an idiot right now. To say that giving to suicide prevention foundations on the offset may seem noble, but was really a way of concealing what they were actually doing. We're concealing what we're doing. We're trying to help prevent suicide and try to help people because of what tragically happened to Zack Snyder's daughter. But oh, no. We're bullying everyone. Shut up with that. It goes on. They bullied those who suggested that maybe the Snyder version, which would require tens of millions of dollars to finish the audio and visual effects, might actually be the worst version. Who did they bully? Who got bullied who suggested, well, maybe it's not going to be as good? We all are aware of that. We're all aware that none of us have seen the movie. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it might look like. But you know what? We want to see it. Who got bullied that suggested that? No one. They bullied those who would want to watch, or he says, who would want to watch a half-finished movie anyways? We weren't asking, well, we were going to be happy to see a half-finished movie, but we weren't even asked for that. We wanted it to be finished. But here's the thing. People clamored for Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, and that's a half-finished movie, and people love it. So shut up. They bullied those who thought that the theatrically released version was good. Look, I don't think so. Everybody on the council, everybody here at Poindexter Lounge, people that I've talked to, there's a lot of people who think that theatrical version was okay. It was good. It wasn't perfect. I don't know anybody who's saying Justice League was a perfect movie. It was awesome. No one is saying that. We're simply saying it had a lot of flaws. It was really messed up in some areas. There were complete ideas that didn't get fleshed out. There was stuff that we knew was supposed to be in the movie that was not even touched. And so we wanted to see it. Oh, but we bullied them, apparently. But most of all, ladies and gentlemen, the people who suffered the most from our bullying, Warner Brothers. Yes. Warner Brothers. Those poor souls. They endured our bullying. They endured our tweets and our videos and our articles and oh my gosh, they suffered so much under the Snyder Cut movement. Don't you just feel bad for them? Warner Brothers, who clearly went in a completely different direction from what Snyder was planning, according to a report in the New York Times, Whedon wrote 80 new pages of material. Fans in the industry began asking anyone involved with the film about what they thought about the Snyder Cut and whether or not they thought it should be seen. One of the most vocal supporters of the movement on Twitter described the move by Warner Brothers as sabotage, failing to acknowledge that if the version Snyder submitted was so good, then Warner's would have probably, released it in the first place. Well, here's the thing. Snyder didn't finish his version. They saw bits and pieces, and Snyder's daughter was tragically gone. And he wasn't going to be able to finish it right then. The man was suffering. You want to talk about suffering? How about Zack Snyder in all of this? Hello, maybe we can give a little bit of some words of consolement for Zack Snyder and what he went through. Oh, no. Now, if he would have turned in something good, they would have released it. Bullcrap. They were already running scared because there were too many of these so-called fans out here who had crapped all over Man of Steel, which is a great movie. We just watched it again yesterday, obviously with Zach, with his commentary. Fantastic movie, fabulous movie. Batman v Superman, the extended version, amazing. Has a lot of great things in there. Fantastic movie. But they got scared because it wasn't the bubblegum Marvel, and all those people who just can't see beyond their nose and can't see that we can all get along and all like something. We can like Marvel, we can like DC, we can like it all. Those people, yeah, they started trying to ruin it for everybody else. But this is total crap, because you're trying to hold. You're saying Snyder didn't complete it. Then then Snyder, if he would have turned in something good, they would have just released it. It wasn't finished. Thus the reason why they have to put money into it. Thus the reason why you said they have to put $20-30 million into it. It goes on. As Snyder eventually began stoking the movement, so too did several stars of the film, including Ben Affleck, Jason Momoa, Henry Cavill, and Gal Gadot. Lie. Henry Cavill, it has been noted, has not been vocal about the Snyder Cut. You're an idiot. The whole point of having him on yesterday was for fans to see that Henry had a positive view towards all this, and that there was good blood there, because people were concerned about that. So you're an idiot still again. How many times now? Can somebody keep count? It seemed like a profound waste of everyone's time, and further evidence that the only tool in this movement's arsenal was aggressive, unpleasant forcefulness. That's the only tool. You know what? No, sometimes it's when you really are passionate about something and you want to see something happen, and you need to get that word out, and you don't have the power to do it yourself, because even Zack Snyder couldn't release the thing that he made his artistic vision and goals and plans. He didn't have the authority to be able to release it himself. So yeah, sometimes you got to raise your voice. Sometimes you got to put it out there and say, hey, we need to be aggressive about this. We need to put the word out. And I know it's so hard that you guys couldn't handle tweets and videos and a couple of billboards, because that was so aggressive. I mean, it's not like people were sitting there going and beating down the doors of Warner Brothers with pickaxes and weapons saying, we demand the Snyder Cut. Apparently you guys, and I'm not going to use words like snowflakes and all kinds of other stuff, but you know what? You guys seriously are pretty pathetic if you can't handle a couple of billboards, some people online saying a few things, and just a movement that just really was passionate about a movie. You're sad. You're very, very sad if you can't handle that. It says, the fact that Warner Brothers has not acknowledged this incredibly obnoxious fan uproar, but also agreed to, per their demands, #release the Snyder Cut, is mystifying and potentially dangerous. The message is clear, very clear. I'm just going to say, if you gripe and moan enough, chances are that the studio may not only hear you, but agree with you. It's called a discussion. That after a while, you have a discussion, you rationalize it, you put out your point of view, they put out their point of view. It obviously made sense for Warner Brothers to do it. Now look, are we all aware that they want to make money and that that's why they're releasing it on HBO? Yeah, we're aware of that. Are we just happy to see it? Yeah, because you don't see people all of a sudden making a big deal and trying to say, well, no, it should be in theaters. We just want to see it. We're willing to pay to get HBO to see it. All right. The fan uproar, which was at the very least very annoying, and at the very worst, especially on Twitter, actively threatening, has been vindicated. Their methods have been approved. Everything that they did had a purpose, because Warner Brothers has finally given them what they want. Well, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Aren't you supposed to do everything you do with purpose? Or if you want to see a goal met, aren't you supposed to meet that head on and actually deal with it like in a purposeful way? I'm confused. And then now it's going into other territory of my other loves, because then it says, we have seen the shadow of the #release the Snyder Cut movement rear its ugly head recently with the release of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Fans, convinced that J.J. Abrams had an original cut that was far superior to the one Disney and Kathleen Kennedy released into theaters, began whining to #release the JJ cut. I've talked to several people a couple of people, apparently. I'd like to know who those people were. Involved with the film, who said that it was a trial to get any cut ready for its December release. So the idea that an entirely separate version exists is laughable. Like any good conspiracy theory, the fact that it couldn't be true doesn't really matter. The idea that Snyder or Abrams have toiled away on some unseen masterpiece is ultimately more comforting than the reality of the situation that they just made lousy movies. You said it yourself. Joss Whedon wrote over 80 pages of Justice League. Doesn't sound like that was entirely Snyder's movie to me. J.J. Abrams, I don't know what's going on with the whole J.J. Abrams thing. People talk about that J.J. Abrams had an epic movie that they could have even split into 2 movies. We don't know. But what's the harm of asking? If that is there, aren't you curious? And what's the problem? If it's not there, it'll never happen and we'll all die without seeing it. But obviously there was something here with Snyder. Obviously, because Snyder himself was going online and dropping hints and little things here or there saying, look, we have something here. It's not completed, but we've got something. Maybe if we keep our stuff going here and ask for it, they'll give it to us. And that day came yesterday. So what do you hate so much about people having some joy in their life? Is my question. What was his name again? My question is this guy Drew something, wasn't it? Yeah, Drew Taylor. Sorry, I'm having a hard time remembering his name, and probably will after this. We just can't accept that they just made lousy movies. For as long as the movement has raged, it's raged on. It's just so poorly. Warner Brothers has done the right thing and simply ignored them. The internet already gave them a voice when they shouldn't have had one. Yeah, free speech is great until you don't like what's being said, apparently. Yesterday, the studio gave them something they never expected but always craved: legitimacy. And now we're screwed. No, we're just saying screw you. Fans displeased by perceived slights will now be insufferable. Oh, because everyone's been so just over the top since this happened. Yeah, we're excited. We're happy. But we're being insufferable because we're happy? I'm in a room full of toys, ladies and gentlemen. A room full of toys. It brings me joy. My joy is not being insufferable about something. Good Lord. All right. Insufferable. Not only will they demand alternate versions of movies more often, but their rhetoric will infect the release of this and any other. Now, look, we talked about that in the lounge. We talked about that here on the channel with the council. Hey, you know what? This could set an interesting precedent if we know that there are better versions of movies. But directors have always done director's cuts. There's always been alternate versions of movies that people have to choose from, and some people will hold one version ahead of another. Some people will enjoy it one version ahead of another. I know for me, Batman v Superman. What is the better version? It's going to be the extended cut version, right? That's going to be the version that if I rent a movie and I have the option of watching the theatrical or the director's cut, I usually always watch the director's cut because I know it's going to have something else in there and I know it's going to truly reveal the story that the director was wanting to tell. It's not the story that the studio wanted to tell in a short amount of time, and that was the problem. Was the studio wanted it also neatly packed up in a 2-hour movie, don't go 1 minute over, and Zach had more story to tell than that. So there you go. So we acknowledge that. It says, not only will it demand alternate versions of movies more often, but their rhetoric will infect the release of this and any other DC property. If Warner Brothers thought that this would quiet them down, it won't. If anything, it will amplify their voices. The entitlement is already unbearable. Oh, you poor guy, Drew Taylor. I can't believe I remembered his name. Drew Taylor, is it unbearable to you Is it so unbearable to you that we're experiencing some joy, some happiness, and we're able to have this cut of the movie? Oh my gosh! I mean, are you best friends with Joss Whedon? What is your problem? Like, are you so worried that Zach is finally getting to make his movie? I mean, his name is on it. Why shouldn't he have his movie? Seriously? It's unbearable, ladies and gentlemen. You also have to feel for the creative talent involved in trying to fix Snyder's problem. Oh, because here we go. Sure, I'm sure you are friends with Whedon after this. From Whedon, you have to feel for the creative talent involved who trying to fix Snyder's problem. From Whedon to the countless artists and technicians who labored day and night to meet the release date. It also won't be fun for Matt Reeves, director of the forthcoming The Batman, to be asked questions about this version of the character while he's working to establish his own take on the material. It won't be fun for Matt Reeves. Oh my. It's not going to be fun for his version of the Batman if he has to answer questions about Zack Snyder's Justice League. Really? Really? Is that what you're worried about? Poor Matt Reeves getting asked a question about Justice League. A movie that won't actually even be in theaters, that we have no idea what will come next after this, if anything will come next, who's making a movie that has been told to everyone is in a completely different world in the multiverse than this group of movies in the DCEU. Really? Because we can't have two things at once, right? It must be so hard for Grant Gustin to answer questions about Justice League because the Flash is in there. It must be so hard for Ezra Miller to answer questions about his role in the Flash in the upcoming Flash movie because of Grant Gustin being in the Flash on TV. Because we can't pick those things apart, can we? We're not smart enough to do that. It's unbearable. Thank you for pointing it out, Drew. And he gets ready to close it up here. He says, it would be wise to remember that this is not a case of an artist having his paintbrush taken away from him midway through completing his masterpiece. That is arguable. Because many believe that Warner Brothers did take Zack Snyder's paintbrush away from him and used the tragedy in his life as an excuse to do it. Either way, he still didn't get to finish his work. It says Justice League is a corporate product, one designed to sell Happy Meals and bed sheets and pave the way for additional equally ambitious product. Think about that for a second. It's a superhero movie. What Marvel movie was not made to sell bed sheets and Happy Meals and toys and things to kids and things to grown-up kids? Is it just Justice League? Is it just Justice League's fault? Is it only them who try to sell product for their movies? Must be. Because according to Drew Taylor, it is. Pave the way for additionally equally unambitious products. So we can never have a good DC movie because Justice League is just here to pave the way for more crappy DC movies. That's his point of view. Shut up. Snyder agreed to provide something and didn't follow through. You ever been through tragedy? You ever experienced loss? Look, if we go by the official statement, he needed time before he could move on. Most jobs offer you bereavement. Even if they don't pay you, they offer you the time off. That's such a sad statement. Drew, what a miserable person you must be. What an absolute miserable person you must be to say something like that about a man who experienced the tragedy that he did in his life. I have 3 sons, and I cannot imagine going through the loss of one of my sons. I have one who is my blood son. You see him here on the channel, Landon. His middle name is Jor-El, which shows you how much I love this stuff. And Isaac and Logan are my stepsons, and I love them like they're my own. And I would be absolutely devastated if anything were to happen to them. If anything were to happen to Landon, I would have a real hard time just picking up and going, oh yeah, let's finish this superhero movie. But Snyder agreed to provide something and didn't follow through. He provided part of a movie, but needed time. Who doesn't understand that? Who can't, even if you haven't gone through that, who can't at least sympathize with that? But now Warner Brothers is going back on its commitment and instead is just giving fans something. It's unclear if it'll even be a movie. It could be a miniseries. Warner Brothers has been bullied worst of all. Not that their behavior regarding Snyder's dismissal was all that admirable. Oh, I love how he just throws that in there, right? Like, Warner Brothers has been bullied worst of all. Worse than anybody else. Poor Warner Brothers, right? The company that goes after people for copyright infringement, like it's going out of style for just stuff. If you got something in a video that's playing in the background that like somebody mentions a word and all of a sudden it's like, oh, copyright claim, you know, like, and look, I love Warner Brothers, but my gosh, our channel has had 2 strikes in the time. We just got off of 1 last week for stupid stuff that was not even there, and they just didn't answer, and they just allowed us, even though it went away after a couple of weeks, they just allowed us to stew in that. They've made multiple copyright claims to stuff that they didn't have the right to make copyright claims to on our channel. They've done it to other people. We had the stupid thing, even stuff that they don't technically own. When the guy, Star Wars Theory, did his Shards of the Past Vader movie that Disney okayed, that everything was all good, and then what happens? But Warner Brothers, who owns a subsidy that owned the music that John Williams does, makes a claim on that video, making everybody think it was Disney, but that was Warner Brothers. But Warner Brothers has been bullied most of all. So sad. I feel so bad for them. Don't you? But he has to throw in, just to save face, not that their behavior regarding Snyder's dismissal was all that admirable. And they have responded in kind. Here, just have it. Now leave me alone. Oh, you've pressured us so much. Just take your Justice League movie and leave us alone. It's like Britney Spears thing. Just leave Warner Brothers alone. Mascara running down. But bullies are never done. They'll be back, and we'll all have to pay for it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the biggest pieces of crap that I have ever read in my life. That is absolute garbage. That is absolutely insane. That anyone would write that kind of garbage. Look, that is absolute drivel, and I'm a fan of The Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior gave all kinds of impromptu interviews that didn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. I would follow The Ultimate Warrior into battle with his battle cry before I followed this crap by Drew Taylor. And that's why I'm saying I've had it up to here with Collider. I'm done with this. Seriously, this should not even be an outlet anymore. This isn't an opinion piece. This is an absolute attack on us as fans. The people who make Collider what they are. That's what this is. This is an attack on us. It's an attack on Zack Snyder. It's an attack on people who have been down. It's an attack on a man who lost his daughter and couldn't finish a movie and delivered part of a movie, but the studio got cold feet and said, no, we're going to take our ball and we're going to give it to this guy because this guy did a big old movie for the other company, and that guy took the thing and said, I really don't care about this crap. I'm just going to throw in some jokes and some funny stuff, hey, and some bad CGI that some kids on a computer at their home can do better. They're literally only given this $20 million, $20 to $30 million to finish this movie, and that's what they spent on Mustache Gate with Henry Cavill. I mean, can you grasp that? Zack Snyder's saying, hey, I can finish my movie and give you guys what you've been waiting for $20 to $30 million, and Joss Whedon's like, hey, I'm going to need that $20 to $30 million to get that mustache off the guy. Shut up! That's just, I'm Alex. I'm looking right now just at the I want to get to some of your comments here. Alex, Collider doesn't care about geeky stuff anymore. No, they don't. They're too cool. They're too cool for school. They're too cool, man. They're going off and interviewing celebrities, right? And being on cool podcasts and doing that cool stuff. And oh my gosh, they're making those deep fakes that we're all just loving and eating up, man. I just want to see one more deep fake of George Lucas and Harrison Ford looking like they're high on pot, because that's what we all want. Can you give me some more of that? Please. Nick says, small people with big pockets. I want to go back up here. I want to see some of this stuff that you guys are saying. Thank you, Patman. Says 100% agree with you. Tristan says, haters. Absolutely. Jason says, I love you, dude. I love you too, man. So Johnny, who is a part of our crew, said that this guy is a Marvel work. It wouldn't surprise me because the guy is just like totally up Joss Whedon. I think he's looking for polyps or something. He must be a doctor because I think he's so far up there that he could diagnose anything from his vantage point. What's up, Milk? I hear you do a body good, and that's good for us. DC Comics figurine collector. Yes, Collider is a big Disney Marvel kiss butt for years. And you know what? They have. But you know the thing is, even with that, like John Campea has his faults. Like John Campea, I don't agree with everything the man says. Sometimes the man is completely off base. He's been, way off base for a lot of things. But there's a lot of times John Campea makes sense, right? There's a lot of times John Campea says stuff, and even though sometimes he's got a little bit of that, where you feel like he's a bought and paid for man, every once in a while he's got a little bit of his own there that comes out. I like Christian Harloff. Christian Harloff kind of gets in there sometimes with some of the stuff that appears a little weird. But I agree with you. Collider has turned into this thing, this entity. They think they're cooler than the people that make them a thing. I mean, look, if nobody watches Poindexter Lounge, I'm just making home movies. And look, I'm doing it for 15 people because I like you. Right? Here's the thing. Like, I had somebody come in one of our live streams the other day, and it was towards the end of our live stream, and I think we had 5 people in there because, we were pretty much done talking about, it was our live stream of Stargirl the other day, which was great, by the way. But by then we only had 5 people because we were still having a lingering conversation long after the thing was done. And somebody came in, they retracted their statement, but we saw it. And there's a comment that said, oh, they only got 5 people. I feel so sorry for them. I don't. Don't feel sorry for me. We've got almost 9,000 subscribers. We know what? We get people in here who talk, who really care about talking about this stuff. And we have real legitimate conversations. You don't see a scrolling thing go by where I'm ignoring everybody unless you, oh, did anybody give me some money? Did anybody do a super chat? I'm not going to mention you unless you do a super chat. I mean, if you want to give me $5, $10, hey, every once in a while, like you think that they're like a plant or something because they'll give John Campea like $100 to read their comment. Really? Who is that hard up for a friend? I don't know. Look, if you give us a super chat, you know what you're going to get? You're going to get about 5 minutes of me gushing over you, saying thank you so much, and we always have. But you don't have to do that. We don't require anything out of anybody here. We're here to simply have real conversations with you. Because we like you. We like fans. Because we're fans. We're not trying to be something that we're not. And I proved that when we had a video blow up years ago, did over 1 million hits. My inbox was flooded with comments on the video over and over and over again. And people would say the same thing. And you know what? I diligently tried to answer every one of those comments. And still to this day, when comments still come in on that thing, because it was about an episode of The Flash that I don't think has aired all over the world yet, about the man in the iron mask. When I get comments about it, I still answer those. I try to answer everybody. Now, the algorithm's a little weird, and the software is a little weird because sometimes it won't show me your comment. But if I see your comment, chances are you can know that if I answer you, it's because I saw your comment. I know that sounds weird, but you know what I'm saying. But that, yeah. Hey, Milk, I'm doing good, man. Or ma'am, I don't know. I don't want to assume because you're Milk, you're kind of homogenous. Yeah, Tristan, let's talk about that. Ben Affleck is back. They've confirmed that Ben Affleck is coming back. The whole crew is coming back. You know, they don't even give praise for that. That obviously somebody cares about this stuff because the whole production crew is coming back. Everybody who worked on this movie is coming back. I know. But Joss Whedon and his team worked so hard to fix this thing. But yet all of Zack Snyder's crew is like, oh, what's that? Oh, yeah, we got you. But we've been here all along. We've just been waiting for the word. We're all back. So I want to see Ben Affleck now go on Jimmy Kimmel and say, I am Batman. Because he's still Batman. Are you kidding me? I am so stinking excited. Oh! How can you try to crap on everybody's happiness when we are so excited for what is happening right now? This is unprecedented. Where we are being blessed with being able to see a creator's actual take on the material for once that was skipped over and we were told we were never going to see it, didn't exist. At first everyone said it doesn't exist, it'll never happen, it's never going to. Then it was like, oh well, there's part of it there, but you'll never see it. And here we are. You know what? The good YouTubers, the good writers out there who did all those things, because look, we've all made mistakes. We've all jumped on bandwagons before and thought something might happen or might not happen and whatnot. And you know what? The good ones, I watched a whole video yesterday, and I wish I could remember what place it was because I was so impressed because it was one of the major sites, and this guy got on there and he did a whole video about it. He said, you know what? I got it wrong. He even showed video of him being interviewed and him on other channels talking about how it's never going to happen. And you don't want to see this anyways. It's not finished. It's not even near finished. Like, because people were making assumptions about what we normally think we know, right? You know what this goes to show? This goes to show that a lot of these guys that you're watching out here who've got, 100,000 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers, 500,000 subscribers, a lot of these guys, they don't know squat. They don't know. People say, oh, you guys don't know anything about this. Really? Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm not an industry insider, but apparently I know about as much as these other guys, because these other guys read articles too, and they read the same things that we read, and they see the same things that we see, and then they report on it. So there you go. It's all opinion piece, folks. It's all about what do I think about it? What do you think about it? And at the end of the day, we make our choices and we make our assumptions. And this guy, he made a bunch of assumptions. And he, like I said, he put video of him stating that he didn't think it was going to happen, didn't think it existed, and then that he didn't think that we'd want to see it, and that it was never going to see the light of day. And he apologized. 25-minute video, I think it was, where he just said, you know what, I was wrong. Sometimes you get it wrong. That right there is how you handle something like this. You don't jump on this thing and insult the people who are doing a celebrity or a celebration right now. You know, when a team wins the World Series, when a team wins the Super Bowl, you don't go, Oh, yeah, but you know what? You're a bunch of jerks. You're a bunch of idiots, though. Yep, you're a bunch of bullies. Don't celebrate. You got nothing to celebrate. You can't really argue with the fact that they're the best team in the world. And the Snyder team, the people who are doing all this, best team in the world right now. They are the champions. They can literally walk around and sing at the risk of copyright strikes. We are the champions, my friend, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. Da, 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 da. We are the champions. We've got the Snyder Cut. No time for losers like Drew here. Okay, what else do we got? Joss Whedon had 6 months to finish the 5 to 10% of Justice League that was left. Instead, he went back to square one and reshot 80% of the film, changed the score, and recast the villain. What the F? Exactly. It was there, but Joss Whedon went back and said, no, we can't do any of that. I need to throw my cute little funny things in there because it'll make it more like a Marvel movie. And that's just what we want to see. We want to see the DC characters act like Marvel characters. How precious will they be if they're all the same? Wouldn't that be great if all the comic characters were just the same and cookie cutter? Even Marvel fans don't like Joss Whedon right now. Thank you, Richard. He says, preach, Enosh, preach. Oh, I will. I feel a stirring in my soul. I feel it from deep within. I feel something. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Do you feel it? Reach your hand out to the screen right now, wherever you are. That's right. Reach it right out to me. Touch. Let's make a point of contact as we agree together that the Snyder Cut is not just a thing. It's not just a figment of our imagination. No, the Snyder Cut is real. Oh, I feel the Snyder Cut. I feel that it's coming. I feel that it's on its way. Oh, 2021 can't get here soon enough, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. The Snyder Cut. Oh, it is coming. It is on its way. Can you feel it? Can you feel the Snyder Cut? Can you feel the power of the Snyder Cut? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, you don't even have to give a super chat unless you want to, but you don't have to, because I tell you right now, the blessing of the Snyder Cut is coming to HBO Max and to you and me, and we best get ready. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, preaches. Just saying. All right. Tristan says, deep in my gut, it's going to be better than the Whedon cut. Absolutely. I can already tell you. Oh, brothers and sisters, I told you. Now, hold on a second. Hold on a second. We got something we got to talk about. Man of Martin just gave $5. Hallelujah. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Oh, yeah. Hallelujah. Yes, he did. Man of Martin gave $5. Oh, yeah. Can I hear you say, Man of Martin gave $5? Yes, 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 on the offbeat. Yes. We're back on the downbeat. Yes, because we're good musicians up in here. We've been doing this for years. Oh, yeah. Thank you for that $5. And he says, Hollywood hates a good man. Why else would they try to destroy Zach and Deborah's wholesome family? Why else these hate articles for years? Absolutely. Like, what is the deal with all this stuff? I mean, look, Zack Snyder, are all of Zack Snyder's movies just amazing and fantastic? Look, they look stunning. Look, I'm not a big fan of Sucker Punch, but Sucker Punch looks amazing. I mean, it looks fantastic. Right? And his movies just look that way. Like Johnny, we were talking about it in the council. Johnny even talked about, like, he's not a big fan of oh man, I got on that singing, man, there for Man of Martin. Got into that singing stuff. But Watchmen, right? So he's not a big fan, but like, it looks fantastic. I love Watchmen. But the thing is that, yeah, why would you hate on somebody and try to destroy somebody who tried to take care of his family, who tried to raise awareness to help people out who were hurting, who were in need, other people. I mean, especially during this time when everybody is cooped up and everything, and this is going to be something that raises awareness for prevention and stuff, and help maybe some people who are suffering from depression and going through some things. And he's tried everything that he can to make the best out of this situation for his family and for others. And you write an article just throwing him under the bus. And it's not just this one, like you said, they've been doing this for years with all these just hate articles, just hating on Zack Snyder, just putting him down. And I said that, look, before when Man of Steel came out and all these haters came out about Man of Steel and calling it bad and all that stuff and garbage and everything else, like, that's just an insane thing. I don't understand that. But I agree with you. Thank you, Man of Martin. You are awesome. You are appreciated. See, that's how we treat. And it's not just because we're acting like we act like we ain't never been there before. We just appreciate when people do that, because you don't have to do that. You know, that's a blessing. That's something that helps support the channel, that helps the channel out, you know, and we appreciate that. So thank you so much, Man of Martin. You're awesome. Let's see. Caleb says, I like the theatrical cut, but I still acknowledge that it's not a great movie. Yeah. Norman, is it Norman? No, Noman Gaming. Use my eyes here. It's going to be a great cut. It's going to be a great cut than the fake Whedon cut. Yeah, I believe so too. I believe it's going to be. I think that this thing is going to show up the Joss Whedon cut so bad, and at the end of the day, this is what's going to be canon. This is what we're all going to consider canon in the DCEU going forward, because it'll be Snyder's original vision. Caleb says they suffered so much. You can see them wiping their eyes with the millions of dollars they're raking in from HBO Max pre-orders, right? Poor Warner Brothers. Oh my God. They pat our eyes with those millions of dollars. Oh. Jason Granger, of course, so who's on the council. Man of Steel masterpiece. People are in denial. Alex Brunner says, I'm super excited to see it no matter what. Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Man of Martin again here. I hadn't gotten to this comment yet, but Man of Martin here says the article is toxic, not the Snyder Cut movement. Exactly. That's the kind of crap that's toxic. You know, you hear that word thrown around a lot nowadays, but that is the kind of garbage that is toxic, that is bad for fandom, that is bad for people, that tries to ruin the things that we love and make it so we don't get the things that we like and that we love. It's the kind of stuff that puts pressure on everybody and everything, so nobody wants to do anything and their hands are all tied. That's why we have no original new ideas, it seems like, in Hollywood anymore, because if it doesn't fit your cookie cutter mode, God forbid, we're not going to do it. And if you do something outside the box that we like, that as the elitists who know better, because we work for Collider, aren't you special? You work for Collider. You work for a company that's ticked everybody off and has made a joke of themselves. That's who you work for. You're special. Your opinion matters, Drew. It matters to us. I can tell you one thing. After this, and after what I've seen on Twitter and other places, your opinion is going to matter a whole lot less. Let's just put it that way. So Alex says, I love your channel because you embrace your geekiness. Absolutely, man. This is who I am. This is who I will always be. I'm 43 years old, and you know what? I'm not changing. This is who I am. I'm, like I said, I'm sitting here in a room full of toys because this is definitely who I am. What you see is what you get. And I'm not changing that. You know, I'm not going to be anything else. I'm not going to try to be so super cool for everybody. This is who I am. And if you like it, that's great. If you don't, well, then this is not the channel for you. If you want to call me a fanboy, that's fine. I will embrace that. I will be your fanboy, baby. Put that to Shawn Michaels music. I'm just a fanboy. Fanboy. I don't care. Let's see. I'm very happy to see his vision finally happen, says Alex. Me too, man. I'm very Manna Martin says this guy makes it sound like democracy is bad, right? Yeah, like, this is all bad. Like, you know, people have an opinion. God forbid they have an opinion. They should just be told to shut up and go away. They shouldn't have even had a voice on the internet. Really? Okay, so apparently all opinions that we don't like, they shouldn't have a voice on the internet anymore. That's, you know, don't allow anybody to speak their mind. God forbid. Idiots. Matt Reeves couldn't care less or give a crap about it. Matt Reeves was originally going to work with Ben Affleck. I know, I'm sure he's totally fine with talking about Ben Affleck. Look, at this point, if this blows up and they don't get started back on it, Robert Pattinson's kind of taking everybody off too. Wouldn't it be interesting to see a complete flip? And then all of a sudden it's like, nope, Ben Affleck's back in 10 years from now, like we're all doing videos and documentaries about the fact of like the great Batman controversy about how Ben Affleck was there and then he wasn't there and then he was. And everybody hated him at first and then they loved him enough, but then he left and then they got Robert Pattinson that everybody hated at first and then everybody started warming up to and they started production and then they had to stop because of the COVID-19 and then Pattinson like ticked everybody off because he wasn't going to work out and then all of a sudden the Snyder Cut hit and then there was Ben Affleck again and that was great and everybody loved it and then Ben Affleck was back. I don't know. It'd be funny though. Make for a great movie. Tristan says I'm writing a script for my DC film. That's cool. I'm laughing so hard at this. Awesome. I'm glad somebody is. I'm laughing through the hurt that I'm feeling for Warner Brothers right now, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I'm just sitting here with one of my hundreds of Boba Fett figures, which by the way, I'm uploading a video. That was my thing for the day, and you guys can see that right after this because I'll be uploading it. So I've been looking for those retro Boba Fett figures, and lady at Walmart, she came through for me. She was super nice, and she told me she was going to get one for me, and she did. She found it. She put it back. She wasn't even there today, but her name is Yetta at Walmart, and I just want to publicly say thank you to her because she came through for me today. So I was gonna put out I got a whole video that I'm putting out like in the parking lot and everything. But yeah, poor Warner Brothers. DC's Justice Society. Oh, that sounds cool, Tristan. Jason Green says, tell him. You tell him right now. I will tell him right now. I will let them know. For sure, I will let them know. You dropped the hammer, brother. I done brought the hammer. I'm telling you right now, I brought the hammer. I'm slamming it down because this has been crap today. I got these needle nose pliers right here. It's got his toenails and fingernails written right on it. And I got some duct tape. Don't ask me why I've got those things here in my toy room. You don't need to know. I also have some fishing line. That's for doing cool stuff like this. Hanging up ships from the toy room. If you haven't seen the toy room yet, there you go. It's all kinds of cool stuff in the toy room. So, yeah, so it's legit. It's legit. Nobody's getting hurt. So don't worry. Let's see. WB is the bully a lot. I agree, Alex. WB is the bully quite a bit. And I'm glad WB finally has like changed. Like they're giving us what we want. Let's be thankful for that and understand it as a blessing, right? And be thankful. Yep, Collider doesn't care about that anymore. As someone who is, Caleb says, as someone who has tried once before to end their own life, I know the stress this causes family members, so I'm so glad that I survived and I could see people come together for this movement in support of suicide prevention. That's awesome, Caleb, and I'm glad to have you around, buddy. I'm glad you're my friend, and I'm glad you're part of the council. And that's the thing, man, is like people go through stuff and through hurting stuff. Like, why would you attack somebody who's dealing with that in their family? You know, it's enough pain and hurt already, but then to try to heap on that's just total garbage. That's a sad person. Jason Granger says it's a hit piece, pure and simple. I agree. I got some cool geeky Lego movies I'll be doing on my channel soon. Stay tuned. Awesome, Alex. I'll be looking forward to that, and I'm going to make sure that I find your channel. So if it's under just your name, unless you got another channel that I am already subscribed to that I'm not certain of, but I will definitely track that down because I would love to see that. I love Lego stop motion stuff and the things that people do with that. Landon and I know how long that takes and how tedious that is. And Landon and I tried to make a couple little things, and I knew that like just a little thing that we did took forever. So I'm thankful for that. That's cancel culture in a nutshell. A lot of times, I agree, Manna Martin. Star Wars Theory is my favorite Star Wars channel. Yeah, Star Wars Theory is great. There's some stuff that I don't necessarily agree with him on canon. That he's got some points of view on some stuff, but I like the guy, and the guy's super nice. When we did our review of the shards of the past, he actually came onto the channel and made a comment and thanked us, and that's the way you do it. That's what I would do. If I put out something that somebody made comment on and commentary on and stuff, I would thank them. I'd be happy about it, and I'm glad to see that he's like that. And he's gained notoriety and well deserving for what he is. Let's see, Collider is geeks and gamers with more money. Pretty much, a lot of times it feels that way. DC Comics figurine collector says Betty got a good payday from Disney. Yeah, probably, because we talked about this privately in the council. We're going to talk about this again. Look, we like Marvel. Okay, actually, a couple members of the council are like more Marvel fans than they are DC fans, and that's fine, because it takes all of us, and that's why I invited them to be a part of the council, because it's not just one-sided or slated, and I don't feel that I have to go off on Marvel to promote DC. But let's be honest with you right now, Marvel peaked, didn't they? They were on this uphill trajectory, man. They were going. They were like the little guy on The Price is Right. Boop, 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 with a little thing, all the way up. And they got to Endgame, and they're there. Now, where do they go from there? Because a lot of us don't care about stuff like Eternals. We don't care about. They may put out excellent movies that make us care. And a year from now, 2 years from now, I may be saying, man, they really did good. But it's all kind of up in the air right now, because a lot of their great characters that we love so much either are dead, gone, and they're already scrambling, because they're already talking about ways to bring Tony Stark back, to just have him in a movie so people can see him again. And then they do things like kill off Black Widow, which that's great that she's getting her own movie, but we all know that it's a prequel, and we're never going to see her story go forward anymore, and that disappoints me, because I love Black Widow. I love the character, but why did Black Widow have to die? Why wouldn't you kill a character like Hawkeye off or something, who could have done the exact same thing, and it would have made sense, other than killing off Black Widow, a character that everybody cares about and loves, a female character? You talk about female characters, we got to make female characters a thing. People love this female character naturally, we got to kill her off. Can't have her be a thing, can we? No. And so DC literally has an opportunity. They put out a few good movies in a row now. I will say this, Birds of Prey came out, and I know Birds of Prey did not make a lot of money. It suffered, it actually lost money, but here's the thing, it also suffered from a lot of other things. And I've seen Birds of Prey, we saw it the night it came out, and I know a lot of people who saw Birds of Prey, these are people who didn't think that they were going to like it, and they honestly liked it once they saw it. A lot of people didn't see Birds of Prey. So, and like I said, even if you don't like Birds of Prey, it doesn't matter. They put out a lot of good movies in a row that have done well. And if this does well, how much excitement do you think that this is going to generate for DC movies going forward? Curious. How much excitement do you think that this is going to push for DC characters moving forward from here, that people are going to say, I want to see what the next DC movie is? Are they going to do another one with Zack Snyder? Are they going to let him finish out his thing? Because if this finishes out the way that we think it's going to finish out, it's a cliffhanger. So do we get another movie if this does well? I'm telling you, it's very possible. Let's see. William says, you have fans that are actually good fans. I know I do, William. I know I do. And I call you my friends. I call you my nerd family. I appreciate you guys so much. And there is a good community. I agree, William. I'll tell you what, I'll take my 15. We got 18 watchers now. I think we had 20 a few minutes ago. I'll take my 18, 20 watchers and my almost 9,000 subscribers over having 100,000, 200,000 people who don't care, who don't tune in, who I can't interact with, because that's why I started the channel, was to interact with people. And now I know a lot of you guys on even if I haven't met you in person, I know a lot of you guys on a first name basis. We've done things like our Zoom meetings to be able to talk to you guys in person and be able to have these relationships. You don't see other people doing that. You don't see other people. You don't see other channels doing that. Like, well, if you want to be on our Zoom meeting, maybe you can pay, some money, and then I'll give you the code to get into our thing. No, man, it's like when we've done it, I put it out on the channel, said, hey, anybody who wants to join. Much to the detriment of the first one almost, because we had people just joining in doing stupid stuff. But once it calmed down, we were fine. We've been fine ever since. And you guys are great. Thank you, Alex. Alex says, I'm proud to be a fan of your channel. Well, I'm proud to have you. Spacey360, hi guys, how is everyone? We're good, but we're steaming mad at Collider, and we're super excited about the Snyder Cut. Spacey says, some channels only live stream for the super chats. Exactly. We're here for you. That's what we're here for you. Jeremy says, Jeremy Harris says, I got you. William says, yo, let's go. I'm guessing that was when I was doing my thing. He was there for Zach. Caleb says Junkie XL and Hans Zimmer are coming back to score the film. I know, isn't that great? Oh my gosh, it's gonna be awesome. Alex says Ben's a great Batman. Derek says sup, what's up? This is unprecedented. It's like I said, a Disney Marvel lover disliked. Oh, did somebody dislike this video? Ha! The one, Tiff. It is the one who dislikes all videos. Apparently, before we even put them out, sometimes has disliked the video. But that's fine. I don't care. I don't care. Whatever. We're still here. We're still having fun, and we're gonna keep going. Yep. And that's when the screen goes black. What's up, Damien? We're handing out LS. What is LS? Damien Anton Vincent. I love it. This was a hard fought victory. Collider, Jody, Signor can suck rotten duck eggs. Yep, they said Batfleck would never return. Cavill was done. Wrong. It's the Lex Luthor thing. Wrong. All right. Oh man. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate that you think I'm funny. All praise the Snyder Cut. Yeah. All right. Well, we're getting here to the end. Tiffany's got to use my workspace again. Caleb says you got to do the televangelist bit every time someone super chats. There you go. Every time someone super chats, you get televangelist Enosh. Reach out, put your hand on the screen, receive the Snyder Cut into your life. All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you so much. I'm going to be reading these comments. Let's see. I read all that. This is all stuff that we pretty much gone over. I want to make sure that I'm respectful to everybody. As far as I know, the chat's working all right. As far as I can see, but last thing I'll say is Noman Gaming. What do you think is better, Man of Steel or Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition? I just got to go with Man of Steel because Man of Steel introduced the whole thing, and Man of Steel is a fantastic movie. It's like a perfect movie. I wouldn't change anything about Man of Steel. I love it just the way it is. I love just how it is and what it's about and how it's presented and all that stuff. And so I wouldn't change anything about it. There's a few things about Batman v Superman that I might change, but it's not enough to make me hate the movie or to ever say anything negative about it. It just is what it is. But hey guys, we had to have this time. I had to talk about this because this article is so stupid that I encourage you, if you got Twitter, tweet him. Tweet Collider. Tell him what you think of this garbage. All right? Tell him. And hey, you know what? If you do it, make sure that you copy me or whatever, that you hashtag me or you put at me or whatever, because I would love to see what you guys have to say about this to the people. And because We got to fight this kind of garbage. This garbage has got to stop. Where these elitists think that they can tell us what we should think and how we should react and what we should love and what we shouldn't love, and they have the audacity to be out here acting like they speak for the fans and that they speak for people who like us who know these characters, who live these characters in every sense of the imagination, that these things have touched our lives. You know, they need to shut up. This guy, Drew, if that's his name, I think it is. Drew, you lost me today. Collider, I was already upset at Collider, and y'all know it if you watch the old video. But this is it. This is a call that Collider needs to just go away. Collider needs to cease to exist. And I'm all for hey, if they can find somebody to watch them, I guess they can stay around. But we need to stop giving them any support. Every once in a while I'd still watch a deep fake video or whatever because I thought it was funny. The first couple were funny, but this has got to end. If they're going to promote this kind of garbage and attack fans, and attack the people who support them and the reason why they're around in the first place, then they don't deserve views. They don't deserve clicks. They don't deserve any kind of people supporting them in any kind of way. And so that's it. Miguel says, man, Collider hates real fans. Exactly. DC, and Derek, you're right. He says, I probably love DC movies more if the directors get to have their visions. And that's really what it comes down to, folks, is Warner Brothers really, when they allow their directors to direct and write the movies that they're looking to direct and write, things go well. Look at Patty Jenkins with Wonder Woman. That movie was fabulous. Look at Shazam. It was a heartfelt movie that was really written well and directed well. All these other movies that they're trying to get their hands in and change and well, we can't do this and we can't do that. We don't like this, we don't like that, and it's not marketable enough, and it's not like Marvel, and we just want to catch up to everybody. Warner Brothers needs to stop all that stuff. They need to get back to the basics. They need to let these heroes be the heroes that they are. They need to let us fans have the things that we love. And I am so excited for the Snyder Cut. I hope you are too. And I hope that you keep on supporting the Snyder Cut. I hope that you don't shut up, that let them call us bullies. I don't care. I don't care. You know what? You know what I think of that whole bully comment? Got some duct tape right here. Some duct tape and a pair of pliers and some fishing line, and that's all I got to say. I got your bullying right here. All right. So, guys, thank you for joining me today. Thank you again, Man and Martin. You're awesome. We got a song just for you, baby. All right. Until next time, stay nerdy. Stay yourself. Don't let anybody pressure you or bully you into not enjoying the things that you enjoy. All right? And I will see you next time. Look for that video that's coming out because I'm going to talk about good people in this world and what it takes to overcome some of this garbage. But I had to vent, and thank you for being here while I did it. Say goodbye, Tiff.